Greetings, my empire. Drazu here, back with another video, and today we're doing the second part of my ESO Flames of Ambition tier list. This is the no proc set part, so basically Cyrodiil. This is basically a Cyrodiil tier list for no proc sets. Yeah, that's basically it. You know what I mean? I did. If you haven't seen the first part, where I did a proc set tier list, you should go check that out. It's in depth. You feel me? It was really in depth. It was 36 minutes. Really in depth. Um, I'm probably not going to go as in depth in this video like I did that video. Um, just because a lot of the stuff I'm probably gonna say on this video I said on that video. So I don't know, man. And I just did that video. I'm basically done recording that video and I'm doing this video. So I'm basically gonna be just saying the same stuff I said in that video in this video. So I don't know, but we're gonna see how it goes. You feel me? But before we get into it, I want to ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and helps the channel grow. You feel me? Now to explain the tiers again, the S tier is overperforming the class abilities or passives or whatever the class has is overperforming above all the classes. Um, A is that the class is good. It's not overperforming, but it's not underperforming. It's in a good spot right now. B is okay. The class has its ups and downs in certain situations. Um, high has its highs and lows. Does good in certain situations. Does bad in other situations. And C is the class is overperforming. Underperforming. Either their abilities are not doing enough damage, or they don't have any really good ability, not really good sustain. Their passives are best. Whatever it is, they're underperforming. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. I played a bit of Cyrodiil, on my stamina sorcerer, man. So, and the no proc set Cyrodiil is like kind of different. I don't know. It's like people are playing differently now. But I guess that comes with it because you got to play different because you're not playing to proc anymore. You're playing just straight up damage. You don't have to proc anything no more. But let's get into it, man. I'm rambling. Let's get into it. So first we got Magicka Necro. Now Magicka Necro, I'm putting it at C. Feel like Magicka Necro underperforms. Uh, no procs and with procs they underperform. It's the same thing like I said in the last video. They just don't have enough damage. No, that's not what I said. They Magicka Necro can do damage. I feel like the damage they do though is too complicated. Like I feel like the damage that it would take another class 3 abilities to do, it would take like 6 abilities for a Mag Necro to do. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? Um, their mobility is not too great. Their sustain is okay. You know what I mean? They definitely got sustain. I feel like Mag Necro uh, will only be good if they build super tanky and they run vampire. Um, but even in no proc set Cyrodiil, I don't even think that's gonna work. You feel me? For them. So C tier is where they're at. They're Mag Necros. They need some. I don't know. Mag Necro is not it. You have these Mag Necros using PVE moves like AOE area attacks and PvP. That's how desperate they are for damage. You know what I'm saying? So definitely going to C. Uh, Mag Warden, put a Mag Warden at A. Not S. Mag Warden is at A. With no proc sets, I feel like Mag Warden, is actually good. I mean, I feel like they actually do enough damage to kill people, especially with permafrost and stuff like that. Uh, Permafrost is really a like like a threat on the field to be able to like slow down an entire group, get your damage off. There's stuff like that. I feel like they have good sustain as well, very good sustain, especially in healing and just tankiness in general. Yeah, really good sustain. But I feel like, just with no procs, I feel like mag mag wardens are really, good. Templar B, same thing like what I said in the last video. They have their ups and downs in group play. They can heal an entire group with, cleansing ritual. They can have give a group cleanse. They can heal with remembrance. Templars are really good for the group, but in terms of open world PvP, uh, they're not they're not doing they're not good because Templars are very stationary. You know what I'm saying? As a Templar, you want to stay in the same spot and fight that person in that same spot, where you have your circles that give you healing in the circle and you get extra resistances in the circle. Once you leave those circles, you're not getting these bonuses anymore, and basically you have to keep putting these circles down every time. Like the fight commences. Like, say that you're chasing someone, right? uh, the person starts fighting you, you put your circles down, you have a little like 4 second fight. Uh, Maybe you put up some pressure on him, then he starts to run. So now you have to run after that person, put those circles, then you stop, have to put those circles down again. He does a little burst, He sees that he doesn't kill you with the burst, then he starts running again. It's just basically you keep putting down these circles, you know what I mean? And there's no the fight is not stationary. It's a mobile fight, but you're trying to fight stationary in a mobile fight, which that's what I'm saying. That's what Templar's lacking. You feel me? So, uh, really good. For the group healing and stuff like that support, but bad for just you know, mobility fights. You feel me? Oh, and I forgot to explain that in this tier list. The tier list is basically solo, group, and duo all put together. I don't feel like there's a point in doing separate each one. This is just a round about like what the how the class is doing all around. You know what I'm saying? All right, Mag Templar going in the same boat, basically the same thing. I pretty much don't have it explain it. Um, Stationary fight, open world PvP is not stationary. Um, good healing groups, and that's it. That's basically it. They do have jabs. Templars do have jabs, which, like I said, I said in the last video, but I'm basically repeating what I'm saying from the last video. But jabs is one of the best spam moves in the game, I feel like, and yeah, they're one of the best spam moves. That's what Templars have going for them. But just that mobility really does change a lot in the game. You know what I'm saying? All right, Mag Sword is going in S. Um, Now shields did are kind of weak now, but I feel like in no proc test, no proc Cyrodiil, I feel like shields is just okay now. Um, Shields did get a nerf. Some way somehow they did get a nerf, but that still doesn't take away from Maxworks' mobility, able to get resources back from their stamina. Doesn't take away their if you're running pets, doesn't take away from your pets taking damage from you. And Cyrodiil is really worse because it's just open land. It's open land for them to streak how many times they want. You know what I mean? It's rocks for them to go around streak. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Then they turn around, do burst damage, and they clip you. You know what I mean? They're definitely an S. The only thing they lack in a little bit is sustain, but shields are okay. Once Procs come back to Cyrodiil, I feel like because that's really was on the string. Like if Procs has come back to Cyrodiil, I would definitely put Maxork at B, man, because they wouldn't have enough sustain to even do the damage, or when they get caught, they wouldn't have enough sustain to live. You know what I'm saying? Shields are okay in Cyrodiil, bro, but in places like Imperial City and duels and stuff like that, shields are just pooped on. Just procs do too much damage for the shields to um for these Maxorks. Now for stamina sorcerer, I'm going A. Good mobility, from streak, stuff like that. You have Hurricane giving you your minor expedition. You have your uppercuts doing your spammable, um, doing a lot of damage with uppercut. You have a lot of resource sustain, especially with Dark Deal. Um, I feel like Dark Deal is better for stamina necros than Magicka necros, because Magicka necros you still need stamina to roll dodge and stuff like that. With stamina I said necros, sorcerers. Have I been calling this bro? Please tell me I haven't been calling this a sorcerer, bro. I mean a necro, bro. Sorcerer, my bad. Um, I feel like stamina swords. I have a better dark deal than Magicka swords because Magicka sword still needs stamina to block, roll, dodge. All stamina sorcerers need to do need Magicka for is there if you run crit surge, and if you run no, I think Hurricane doesn't cost. Just Dark Deal, you can just keep Dark Deal and you can completely drain your Magicka with Dark Deal because you don't really use it for a lot of things with a stamp sword. But for a mag sword, you can't just keep drain your stamina. You can't break out, you can't roll dodge, and you can't block. So, but I feel like what separates them, in terms of mobility and stuff, so Magicka swords, of course, can streak more since streak does cost Magicka. Um, shields, shields definitely play a part. Like I said, shields is kind of more squishier, but they're still good in Cyrodiil, and yeah, and I feel like the burst on Max Sword, like just the straight up like 5 seconds burst, do is just godlike in Cyrodiil. You feel me? The guy have high mobility and they could burst you from afar. So that's why this is S. And that's why this is an A. Just the burst from afar and more mobility. Stamina Necro. I'm actually uh, I'm actually gonna put them at B. I'm actually gonna put Stamina Necro at B. Uh, it's like with no procs. You know what I mean? They don't have that stamina necro effect anymore. And what that stamina necro effect is, I think I kind of made that up, but basically, still, the stamina necro effect for me is a necro that does so much damage and is so tanky at the same time that it doesn't make sense. I feel like with no procs, they kind of lost that. You feel me? I haven't run into a problem with stamina necros. Um, they're still present. They still do stuff, but they don't have a lot of mobility. Something you really need in Cyrodiil. Um, they got burst, but like I said, I mean, yeah, they're more squishy. Like it's easier to kill a stamina necro in Cyrodiil now. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna put them at. I'm gonna put them at B. Uh, I feel like they're a little bit station. I feel like they have a little bit of the Templar problem too, where they thrive more stationary than moving around a lot. But yeah, I'm put them at B. Now, Magicka Dragonknight, I'm actually gonna put at A, and Reason I'm gonna put at A is like I said, there's not really somebody like a lot of tanky people, and Cyrodiil is not likely. Like I said, like you know what I mean. With no process, people are less tanky, but Mag DK still has that godlike damage, bro. And a godlike damage where everybody else is just not that tanky is just so good, man. It's like it's so easy to just wipe somebody out with Mag DK and Cyrodiil, man. You put your dots, you put your petrify, you lash them, they're gone. Just it's too much damage. You feel me? Um, yeah, and I feel like they just destroy a lot of classes. They still are kind of a glass. They're like a glass cannon. They don't have the best sustain, but who needs sustain when you could just burst your enemy down? Why would you need to sustain yourself? You know what I mean? Uh, if you're getting jumped, you know what I mean. You could do a leap, stuff like that. But yeah, that's why I put them in A. Just they basically at A just for their crazy damage and just to be able to delete people and one of the quickest amount of times. Um Now stamina DK, I'm gonna put stamina DK at B as I mean A as well. Um Now not as more not nearly as much damage as a mag DK, but they do have more sustain. Um they still do have incredible damage. Uh, if you're running race against time, you have decent mobility. Leap is definitely a good crowd control. You can definitely delete people with a stamina DK as well. Yeah, they kind of got the best of everything except mobility. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I kind of want to put them at S, but I haven't. You know, there really haven't been a problem to be put at S. You know what I mean? For what I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm keep them at A, but it's debatable. It could stamina DK can be at A or S because when I was in Cyrodiil with my stamina DK, I felt like I was, you know, kind of deleting people a lot. But I don't know. It's debatable. Now for Magblade, Magblade going in B. Um, First of all, there's no bombing and no protest Cyrodiil. Uh, I, I I don't think you could bomb and no protest Cyrodiil. So um, that just erases the whole bombing aspect of mag blades. So that's a hurt. Then mag blades in general, just like regular mag blade, they kind of you just see a lot of mag blades that just are tanky but don't dish out enough damage. The ones that dish out enough damage are just so squishy. I feel like they just lack in something. I feel like they just get less than the classes above. You know what I'm saying? Like you run into a good mag blade once in a while. You know what I mean? That do it, but most of the time, you know what I mean. They're not really too much of a problem. They're not really too much of an impact. They have theirs okays. They're good in solo, especially if you're running the cloak, shadowy cloak. But if you're running the other cloak, the one that heals and stuff like that, you can run that too. But and they do kind of lack mobility if you're not running the other cloak. Um, if you're running the cloak that turns you invisible, I say they have a little bit better mobility. They can move around freely. But if you're running the other cloak, I feel like they do lack in mobility. Especially when they put up shadowy image. Shadowy image is good if you like, looping in castles and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe I should put them at. Nah, I feel like I'm gonna stand by B. I'm put them. I'm gonna stand by B. Now stamina nightblade. I'm putting at S. Um, And it's pretty simple. If you're an OG player, if you're a player who played this game for a long time, um, this whole no proc test Citadel is basically reverting Citadel back to what it was like 2 years ago, or yeah, like 2 years ago, where basically Stamina Nightblades was on top, because Stamina Nightblades always thrived for not running proc sets. You know what I mean? That's their specialty. Even if there was proc sets in Citadel, you would still probably see Stamina Nightblade still running builds that uh, no proc set builds. You know what I mean? Except maybe the monster set. You feel me? But Stamina Nightblade always thrived in that feel of, oh yeah, we don't run proc sets. It's just you run your Spriggans, you run your Bone Party, or you run your Hunden's Rage, and you're good to go. You feel me? That's basically what Stamina Nightblades always was, and it just brought them back to that glory. They do a lot of burst damage. Yeah, I mean, they delete people. They have good mobility, especially if they running bow. Um, if you want to build a little bit tanky, I feel like you could be tanky a little bit with a Nightblade too. Um, if you want heavy armor, you feel me? But roll dodging is a thing, but some Nightblades don't even roll dodge. I've seen some crazy Nightblades. I've seen Nightblades with sword and shield, some crazy builds, man. So they definitely have been deleting people in Cyrodiil. They definitely have the good mobility, good damage. They definitely are overperforming. And lastly, we have Stan Warden. Stan Warden, I'm putting at A. Now, Stan Warden, like I said in the last tier list, they have everything. They don't lack in anything. But I feel like in no proc test, they don't get that extra. They don't get that potential to burst somebody down while somebody is chasing them. You know what I'm saying? Like usually usually what uh usually what stand wardens do, where I've seen in Imperial City, or when I've seen in PvP in general, or all the time I've played this game, usually what they've done is, you know, when they're getting pressured by a group, or if they're getting pressured by just anybody in general, they kind of get their distance, you know what I mean? Get all their buffs up, then they turn around, hit a couple of moves, burst you down, you're dead. But I feel like, with no process, like stuff um like stuns, or something that requires a proc. I feel like they don't have that burst potential that they used to have. So they're still good. Like I said, they still have everything. They have everything. You know what I mean? They don't lack anything. They have good mobility. They have good resource sustain. They have good damage. They have everything. But I feel like their burst is kind of lowered down, and I feel like you know Stan Warden burst is everything. Y'all feel me? They're a bursty character, so I wouldn't put them at S. You feel me? I just keep them at A. But that's pretty much the tier list. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, join the Empire. It helps me out, helps the channel out, and helps the channel grow. And that's pretty much the tier list. Trees of Empire out. I'ma see y'all.